Jürgen Smürgen. I didn't know you were going live.
I said I'm going live. God damn it. At least it's actually agreed to come through.
Yeah, that was, I don't think it came through.
Good, good. You actually got sound? Is it working? Clap test real quick. Where's my camera at?
I don't think we got sound, man.
You think we got sound?
I don't think we have any sound.
Check! Looks like it's got sound.
Yo, 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 yo.
That's Dabney if you can hear us.
Dabney, can you hear me? Yeah, no, we got sound.
We do?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay, clap test. Which camera is mine? I'm not figuring this out. It's this one.
Camera 1. Camera 2. Camera 1.
Camera 2.
Camera 2. All You Can Stomach Productions. What's going on?
They've been on our chat a couple times.
Well, first time I've caught the Lineup Media logo. Steve Leclerc, that's the first time we've shown the Lineup Media logo. That was the new thing this week.
Yeah.
Well,
Is this working?
Okay. Is what working?
I don't know. It looks okay, I guess.
Real quiet, he says.
We're real quiet?
That's what Dabney says. Dabney, we still real quiet?
Let me kick on the stream here.
Let us know. Touch by. It's kind of low. That's what Jay says.
Okay, hold on a moment.
All right. We are working on it. And by that, I mean Everett.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Real quiet, he says. That's what Dabney says. Dabney, we still real quiet? Jake Harmon's here. All right, all right, all right. Finally, I can hear you fools. Jay Quellen? Jay Quellen.
I'll know right here if I fixed it.
What's wrong with you, Everett?
Nothing wrong with me.
What do you got going on?
Man, I look like a goddamn retard. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm gonna turn it up just a little more.
Jay Quellen? Jay Quellen.
Well, that's not it. I'm fucking with the wrong one. No wonder.
What's wrong with you, Everett? What do you got going on?
It loves that man, dude. Monitor. It's this. Give me some checkies.
Check, check, check. Check. Check, check.
That might be too much.
Check, check.
We'll see.
Checkity, check, check. Hey, Aaron. Bilake. Is there Bilake here?
Oh.
Aaron. Jay Quellen? You done fucked up now, Aaron. Yeah. Check.
That's better.
But I can still hear nothing through these.
Oh, you got nothing on your headphones?
I got nothing on my headphones. Yo, 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 nothing. Yeah, well, that'd probably be why I couldn't hear anything.
Checkity.
I can hear it now.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds fine.
I'm gonna check mine too. Jesus.
Yeah, it's my own. Oh, Dabney, I'm so excited. It sounds good when you speak directly into the D nice.
Check 1, 2. I sound okay to you?
Sound fine.
All right. We're almost ready then. Hey, stream, is the audio good now? I better mute that shit. I gotta get my charger too.
You gotta get your charger too.
Gotta get that. Charge.
Chris says it's his own Star Wars conspiracy too. I'm mega excited about
I
that.
have a conspiracy that Disney wants it to fucking tank hard.
That's not the case at all. Why would they ever do that?
Because it sucks.
No, I mean, why would you buy it for $1 billion and then fucking want it to fail? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
At this point, here's how it works out. Lost was a fluke. J.J. Abrams sucks cock. He ruined Star Trek and he ruined Star Wars.
No, that's just like your opinion, man.
It's true.
No, not at all. Mountain Homie, what's up, Mountain Homie?
Mountain Homie.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you
before.
we came up with some new shirt slogans at work?
Did you? What you got?
Sasquatch is my homie, and I chill with Bigfoot.
Ooh. Sasquatch is my daddy, and he's got to protect
me.
All right. Well, we're almost ready.
Yeah. You done fucked up now.
All right. So, peoples, who is the ones who are the call-in people?
Yeah, you fucked that up.
No. I said it exactly how I want to, like a wizard.
Oh, I heard the best thing. Somebody was giving me shit about being late for work the other day, and the guy and the guy was like, another guy I work with was like, "You're not late if you arrive exactly when you mean to," and I was like, I'd almost changed my life. That was like a revelation.
That's from Lord of the Rings. Gandalf says that. He says you're late. He says a wizard is never late. He arrives exactly when he means to.
Well, I don't know. It was from Lord of the Rings, but I thought it made fucking excellent sense.
All You Can Stomach Productions. You know what? That's your opinion too. I don't think JJ's a god. He's did a few different, like, what is he? The Cloverfield guy that was okay. He did Lost, which was good, but he didn't.
K-Dub.
I'm not a huge fan after what he did to Star Trek. The first of the new Star Trek movies was okay. Second, third one are horrible, abominations.
You know what I didn't like about the
second
second
Star Trek name and wiped it on their ass.
movie?
What's that?
They started the movie out on Nibiru.
Nibiru was the name of the planet they were on?
That was the name of the planet that they were on.
See, this is some
Nibiru, spelled exactly the same. Kevin Yarrow here. I'm ready. Kevin Yarrow.
Kevin's all you
he's
can
all
stomach?
I can stomach, yes.
I'll be a son of a bitch. Kevin, you're full of shit on JJ. Now that I know who it is.
They are kind of slackers when it comes to shirts.
Oh, totally. It's mostly Eric.
Yeah, no, we do owe Seegers a shirt, man. You got to get it out to him. Do we got any?
I didn't know that. We will.
Yeah, we have to get Seegers a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Everett, where's my shirt? See,
hey, spelled correctly now.
I fucking love.
Now I can hear you, Scott.
Okay, I'm ready. Glendo says he's ready.
For what?
I don't know. Maybe for the show.
I guess I better post this on the Facebook.
I think so. Take some time, throw the links out, and then we're ready to rock. What's this TeamViewer crap you got going on up here?
I use TeamViewer so I can control our recording machine, our streaming machine.
Whoa, Joe Galindo.
What do you say?
You better take it easy, fella.
No, he's right. He's right. Star Wars sucks. Star Trek is better.
There's not a fucking chance in the world that's an accurate statement.
I'll mute your microphone.
That's fine. I got a camera here still.
Whatever.
I'll write what I got to say on my chest. And just fucking, that's what I'll do.
I was 15 months in the bushes. I'll snap your neck in a heartbeat.
I think it was 18, wasn't it? 18 months in the bushes, Sonny. I could snap your neck in a heartbeat.
Rumsfeld. What is his name?
Hans. Nice Christian name. What's he say?
Hans. Oh, that's a nice Christian name.
Yeah. We're the ones going through people's fucking. What's he?
We're the crazy ones, Art.
I hit the gas line, Art. It's gonna blow. Get out of here now.
Loved it. That was a great movie.
Fucking awesome.
What am I doing?
What about when he gets shocked and fucking falls over the fence and it's like his feet break?
My feelings are hot. My feelings are. In case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, the movie The Burbs.
Jacob Harmon. That is the Gears of War shirt because one of Lineup Media's affiliates.
Sister
How would
companies.
you say? Sister companies, UGC.
The Ultimate Gaming Championship.
The Ultimate Gaming Championship. Everyone, why don't you explain this? Jacob Harmon asked if this was a Gears of War
that's
t-shirt.
my day job these days is the Ultimate Gaming Championship. We are an experiential events organizer. Basically, we run tournaments. We're working on getting an online platform set up. We've ran Gears of War tournaments, Halo tournaments, Smash Brothers. We got a lot in plan for this year, a lot planned for next year. It's going to be really cool. If you're into esports, check out ugcevents.com.
I'm not into esports. Yeah, I am.
You went to that event.
Yeah,
You've gone to a couple of the Halo events. Have you gone one or two of those events?
I'm telling you, I am competing in the next free-for-all tournament that comes here.
Well, there's going to be one next weekend in Wren Lake at Wren Lake College. We're doing a small collegiate.
Wren Lake, that's...
south of us, yeah. down by the
Oh,
corner.
that's Groom Lake. I'm like, they're having them at Area 51? What the
No,
shit?
we're not doing tournaments at Area 51. That'd be cool, though.
Wow.
Yeah, we're playing the Area 51, the video game at Area 51. It's a points challenge. Anyway, I gotta get back to what I'm doing here.
Yes, please. We have 17 people watching. You just get them out of there. Some bitch. That's right. Meckling.
Michael Heckle High.
Awesome. I hope to see Overwatch get some love. Such a great game. Never played Overwatch. Everett is living the dream with that job. Yeah, you ain't fucking kidding, Joe. He sure is. I wish he'd spread the dream around a little bit for his brother.
I don't understand that.
Eric, you're not good at Halo. Shit, son. Hit that gamer tag in there and we'll see.
You're not that good. You've won a few 1v1s, but that doesn't mean you're good at Halo.
I could beat your ass.
You could beat your own weenie.
Dead Space trilogy was badass. Never played Dead Space either. Dead Space doesn't have a whole lot of Halo into it, so that's probably why I didn't play it. It's not a whole lot of Halo in Dead Space.
That's true. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm lying. I've never noticed that. I've never played Dead Space.
Marissa, I'm here.
Dig it. How was the smoke?
I'm here. Get to the chopper. All right, we ready?
No. Dude, Facebook changed their shit again. I'm working on getting this right.
Facebook changed what?
Oh, cool. It's fixed now. All right. The way, never mind. Don't even worry about it.
Eric, I gave it to you months ago.
Who, what?
I think I remember that.
What?
Matter of fact, yeah, you know what you did, and I sent you a friend request on Xbox Live, and I got 0 back.
Aaron Bruce, Overwatch does need love, but talk to Blizzard about that because I talked to Blizzard, and they weren't ready to let the love go out. So,
I am not scared to play you.
Valve, on the other hand, real nice guys.
What's you know what, Joe? Where's the pin? Give me your gamer tag. Let me get that gamer tag real quick.
Let me get that.
What's that gamer tag, Joe? Hit me with it. Okay, so I guess I gotta wait 30 fucking seconds, don't I?
Yeah.
That sucks.
We could start doing it on Microsoft's Mixer service now.
I don't know what that means.
Mixer, it's Beam. You know what Beam is? The Microsoft.
Yeah.
They changed the other day, like in the morning, snapped over, and now the service is called Mixer. It's pretty cool looking, actually. I was watching two people that were streaming simultaneously, and they joined their streams together, so they're side by side, and they're like synced up. So when they're talking, you can see their whole conversation. They were doing like high five up against the put together window. It's
really
cool. Yeah.
Did you see where there was another conspiracy podcast that had a Google Hangout session?
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
I know it's, but that's for their patrons and whatnot.
Yeah, a
only.
lot of them charge. They say a lot of people charge for that.
Yeah, I didn't think that was. You guys should do another Dream Talk.
Really?
I agree. Righteous Load. That's right. Righteous Load. That's right. Okay, so yeah. So Joe,
now
I remember that too.
Because it was just like busted.
Joe, I hope that you get on tonight because Righteous Load. You can expect it. My gamer tag. Here we go. Here's a GT.
You have night terror stories? My wife had night terror. Shoni Fred. I don't understand your name, but it's pretty cool.
Righteous Load. That's fucking funny. It sure is. Joe, hit me up. Seegers 42. We should
I got
do
Seegers on mine, I think.
What?
He sent me a friend request. I'm pretty sure I friended him afterwards.
Oh, right on.
He didn't like you. He told me, so he didn't send you one.
Yeah, no, most people
sense.
don't.
Makes sense. All right, you about ready to start the show?
I was born ready.
So I hope this works the way I think it's going to work today.
Let's do it.
I'm working on it. You ready?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So here goes the theme. I think.
Roll that beautiful beacon village.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again. Oh.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal, a lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back this week.
Back on Surreal Talk.
The same as every week.
Yes, every single week after week.
The only difference is the topic. You know, I mean, we're here, the cameras are here, the microphones are here, and then all the audience is here. So, I mean, we're back just the same as we are every week.
That makes sense, I guess. What are we talking about this week? That's kind of a trick question.
I don't know. I didn't pay any attention during the review we just did. So what are we talking about this week?
It's kind of a trick question this week. We're going to talk about a lot of shit. We're doing another, like our 4th or 5th or 13th all over the place show.
It's
the third all over the place show.
Yeah, and I got to say, that's a good term that I coined there.
All over the place?
All over the place.
That was you?
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
Remember we didn't have a show topic, and I was like, look, I got the best idea. We're going to go all over the place this week.
Well, bravo.
But this is
the
fruitation of the group.
Fruitation?
No, how do you say that?
Fruition?
Fruition, that's it. This is the fruition.
This is a fruitation, plantation of it.
Group poll.
Yeah, so we've heard us talk about it for a couple weeks now. We've been sourcing our topics off of a poll in the Facebook group. But we've come to the conclusion that without it being our idea, it's really hard for us to get into it. So we're trying to do kind of like a once a month all over the place from the poll.
Yeah, from the poll. So like once a month. Now, again, subject to change, but we would like to do one show a month where we try to take some calls and talk about what you guys want to know. You know, what interests you. So,
and we'll be taking some listener call-ins today. So anybody out there watching on YouTube, if you just joined and you want to talk to us, send me an email at info@surrealtalkpodcast. And we'll make it happen.
If you ever want to join the live stream, because this is a podcast, but we do a live stream every Saturday. We're always in the chat, willing to talk and answer some questions with it. So,
well, what do you want to do first? You want to take a call? You want to talk about one of our topics first? You want to dig right into Barry?
I want to dig right into the white dog poop.
The white dog poop?
So if anyone's
oh my God.
If you're in the group, you know that there's been a poll option for the last, 4 or 5 polls that somebody just keeps putting on there.
I did it the first time.
What happens to all the white dog poop? Like, because remember when we were kids, white dog poop was a thing.
Everywhere. You look in your backyard, there's hard chunks of white dog poop.
Yeah.
And most people were quick to say, duh, it's the bone meal. They don't put bone into dog food anymore as a filler. Perfect answer. That's actually pretty much what has happened. But what nobody had said is why they stopped using bone meal.
Everett, why'd they stop using bone meal?
So let me get my exact name of it here. Wow, I lost it already. Okay. So it's due to bovine spongiform encephalopathy, which is also known as mad cow. So back in the 80s or 90s, sometime there's
that that was the same thing that Chris Benoit had, right? It was a different encephalopathy, but wasn't.
Well, yeah, the bovine is the cow version of spongiform encephalopathy. I don't know that he had spongiform encephalopathy, but it's it's something to do with the brain.
He had some form of encephalopathy, right?
Right, which is a fucked up brain.
Yeah.
So people were scared about mad cow, getting in your meat and fucking with your brain, because you can go from having a cow have it to a person having it. It's like transformative. Did you know that shit? It lives in the bone marrow. That's one of the reasons they stopped using it. And you know how hard it is to kill that? You have to have a flame or a fire like 5,000 degrees to kill it.
To kill mad cow disease?
Yeah, my wife is a microbiologist, and one of the things she learned about was mad cow disease. And she said it's crazy because you can't really destroy it easily. You can't burn a cow and kill it. You have to take it up over to such and such temperature to wipe that disease out. It's really hard to kill.
Okay, but doesn't that disease need like a host? So if the cow dies, won't in another few days just the mad cow disease die as well?
Probably so, but I don't think they're taking chances with mad cow disease. It just ruins your cow.
Well, yeah, it's not. Doesn't make for
good
good burgers.
Or the burger or the milk, if that's a thing. Pretty sure milk's a thing.
I am.
So
not
are you satisfied now with white dog poop?
Yeah. I just wanted to get that out and touch on that. So that's why there's no more white dog poop. So we'll consider the matter closed.
Yeah, I think I consider it closed. It should not, if you're listening, show up on the poll again. Okay.
Moving right along.
Give me some of your.
There was an interesting one. Hang on now. We want to save Barry.
Right.
We want to save Barry.
Barry, all right. Barry White.
The Titanic one was what really got me because you were explaining something to me. Now, Everett and I, when we talked about the Titanic conspiracy, we had different conspiracies in mind, actually. And the one that Everett brought to my attention was almost infinitely more cool than the one that I had.
Right. Well, what's the one that everybody knows? The one that you...
Okay, so the one that everyone knows is that the Titanic was sank in order to make way for the creation of the Federal Reserve.
Right. Supposedly, what?
So it was Guggenheim, John Astor, the big money players that were in America were all on the Titanic at the time, and they all actually opposed the Federal Reserve. So
and the Rothschilds.
Yeah, well,
if I'm wrong.
the Rothschilds are the one that want the Federal Reserve. The Rothschilds were not on the Titanic.
That's what I'm saying. They opposed basically the Rothschilds at that point.
Okay, yeah. So, but it's not just them wanting it. But either way, so they were on there, and if they could all die at one time in a nice, very neat, folded up boat wreck. I mean, I guess that's what you'd call it. Then they would make way for the creation of the Federal Reserve, and I was really into this one for a while. Like, oh man, that makes perfect sense because we didn't start paying federal taxes until 1913, and the crash of the Titanic was in 1912, and they created the Federal Reserve in 1913. So, I mean, when you go by the timeline, it actually all does kind of make sense. It sounds
under the right
right. It's logical, it's plausible. And so I was really into that part of it where it was like, hey, they sank the Titanic on purpose to get rid of all these rich white guys. So in order to create the Federal Reserve and it, basically fuck our country over. So, but that's not the real good one though. What do you got?
The cool conspiracy I found by looking for these, the one that made way more sense than your crazy Rothschild and Federal Reserve one was that the Titanic didn't actually sink. So a lot of people know, and if you don't know, the Titanic was one of 3 ships that were pretty much sister twin ships. One of them was called the Titanic, obviously. One of them was called the Olympic, and the other was called the Britannic.
Right.
The Britannic itself, it ended its service sometime, I believe, in the First World War. It hit a mine and sunk. The Olympic's life went a little differently. It had a fender bender or 2 in its life. It had hit a tugboat. I believe it had crashed into another liner. At some point in its service,
so it was beat up.
It had gotten beat up to the point where it wasn't worth it to repair. There was so much damage, and the damage, I guess, wasn't substantial enough that where insurance would have been worth it to just scrap it in for insurance. So the story goes that J.P. Morgan, him and some of his investors in the Titanic, came up with the idea, well, let's switch the Olympic with the Titanic and then sink this new Titanic and get the insurance money on a sunken ship, which is way more money than what you get on a little banged up ship sitting in dry dock.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you're looking for insurance money, are you going to wreck your 2015 Corvette, or are you going to wreck your 2003 that's already been in a wreck?
Well,
if you're going for insurance money,
but that's not really the thing. It's if you've got your 2015 that you blew up the motor in, the interior is fucked.
So they're both 2015s.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
yeah.
One of them's just really beat up, and you're going to paint it. You're going to switch the VIN numbers. Is basically what you're doing. Is what they did. But there's some really interesting clues that make this plausible. They docked the Olympic in Belfast, Ireland, which is where the Titanic was docked at the time. Oh boy, what was the other thing? Let me get my notes here.
It was the windows.
The windows and the portholes. So they had okay. Do you know what a porthole is? Inside of a ship, they have, instead of windows and the stuff that could get wet, they have what are called sealable portholes. The Titanic, when it was being built, if you look at the pictures of it, there are, I believe, and I might have this backwards, 16 portholes on the front of the ship, on the side of the ship. And whenever you take a look at the ship when it's sailing away on its first day, there are only 14 of these portholes, or the opposite or whatever, 16 to 14, 14 to 16. If you check out pictures of the Olympic during its service, it actually has whatever the opposite number of portholes is. It goes on that there's some other windows, standard windows above board on the ship that are more or less square, larger windows that are evenly spaced across the side of the ship. But when you look at the older pictures of the Olympic, the sister ship, it's got a lot narrower windows that kind of got almost a staggered feel as they're going across the side of the ship. Whenever you look at pictures of the Titanic when it took off, it had these, instead of having the even windows, it had its weird staggered, thin windows. So I found it to be much cooler.
Let me get this straight. So what they did was they basically just painted not the Titanic, what was the
Olympic.
The Olympic to look like the Titanic, and they could wreck that for the insurance money?
That's how the story goes.
What happened to the real Titanic?
The real Titanic went on as the Olympic and went to service. It went on into service in the World War I. After it survived World War I, went back into service as a liner after it.
Wouldn't the people that have actually worked on the Olympic
know
that this is the Titanic now that they're on?
Right. Basically, there's a cover-up hop. Basically, you're paid, shut up, you don't know nothing about it.
Okay.
You could switch that shit up pretty quick, with a small crew if you needed to do it.
well, I read a little bit on this, and what they said that a lot of the confusion in this conspiracy is that the pictures are mislabeled. So the pictures that are actually like Titanic leaving,
that could very well
leaving the dock or whatever, well, that was actually the Olympic. And the reason that they did that was because, they had better lighting. This picture looked better than whenever the Titanic left, and they would use it because they looked so similar. They're basically brother ships.
That could very well be.
That the pictures were mislabeled. And when everyone goes through and they're like, oh, hey, well, this one's got 14 holes and this one's got 16 holes and this one says the Olympic and this one says the Titanic. Well, a lot of it had to do with, they couldn't get a good enough picture of the Titanic in the daytime when it was leaving dock, or port, you should say, and they used the picture of the Olympic instead.
Well, conspiracy theories have been started on way less than that. So.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely true. This is true.
So I don't know. I find that one to be way more interesting than the Rockefeller one, though. Either one, or not Rockefeller, Rothschilds and then Federal Reserve. Either which way. You about ready to take our first caller, though? Who's ready? Who's ready in the chat? We're going to get there in 30 seconds. First person who was calling in says they're ready. I'll get a hold of you.
Yeah, I would like to hear some...
What else we got coming up on our topics here? We're going to talk about some out-of-place artifacts.
We were going to talk about the
Montauk
Project.
And its relation to the Netflix show Stranger Things. We got that coming up.
Yeah, Mel's Hole, but that was one of the listener call-ins that they wanted to talk
Scott Seeger's
about.
on chat says, are we going to trust Everett on this or James Cameron? James Cameron's the guy who did the Titanic
I know.
movie.
Yeah.
He's been down to the wreckage. That guy's been down all the way to the bottom of the Mariana. One of 3 people have been down to the bottom of that trench.
Really? James Cameron went down to the bottom of the Marianas Trench?
Marianas, whatever, Marianas. Eat shit.
Wow. 16. So Justin Shore says, when the Titanic was pictured while being built, it had 14 evenly spaced portholes, but when it left Southampton on doomed maiden voyage on April 10th, 1912, it had 16 unevenly spaced portholes.
Thanks, Justin. Do my job for me, buddy.
Yeah. But again, that we know that from a picture that could have been mislabeled. And that's I've got 2 different articles that were saying that's exactly what happened, was the pictures were mislabeled.
All right, we're going to give
But we all know, like Shoni says here in the chat, that it's new money. It's that big chick, she was new money.
She was new money.
That's why they sunk it, because she was new money. I'm ready as well. Okay, so Jacob's ready and Dabney's ready. Let's go to Chris.
Yeah, he was the first.
He was first.
He's got a Star Wars conspiracy theory here. I'm working on getting.
Can't wait.
Working on getting his number found. Should have been a little more. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Paste this number in.
Correct, Eric. Thank you.
Oh, I hope this works. Can you hear anything?
About what?
I don't know anything.
I can hear a phone. I can hear it ringing now.
I can hear ringing too.
I can hear ringing now. 25 people watching. That was cool. Hey.
Hello?
Hello?
Chris, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
This is Pizza Hut. We're calling back because we're out of pepperoni.
Oh, that sucks ass.
No, I agree. Pepperoni's
It does
good.
indeed.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, Eric?
Not a whole lot,
What's up,
man.
Everett?
I'm fucking
What's going
hype
on,
on your. You got a Star Wars conspiracy?
Kind of. It's kind of a conspiracy. It seems weird to me because I've been the past 2 years I started reading all the Legends Star Wars material.
Right.
The good stuff.
All right. Yeah, the good stuff. So you know how the original trilogy and the prequel is essentially like World War II.
Yeah, Luke's a terrorist.
Yeah, that's what. No, it was World War II is what Lucas based it off of. Like the TIE fighter fights or the space fights and everything were
like the dog fights.
The dog fights.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have you guys read any of the books on the Yuuzhan Vong?
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, the big old Yuuzhan Vong War. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That really lines up kind of with what's going on now with Muslims. And if you read the Yuuzhan Vong, those dudes were Muslims. They hated technology. They were very set in their ways. They hated anybody who didn't believe in their way of life. They even used the word infidel. And you got to remember, this is back in the 90s when shit really wasn't going on.
Yeah, infidel,
but
you
now
mostly heard
is.
infidel in cartoons. Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah, true.
Aladdin.
I know, but I'm just throwing it out there like it's just one more thing that added to it, you know?
I'm just fucking with you, Chris.
And, yeah, but, so it's kind of weird that really is kind of like the whole invasion of Muslims, which isn't anything new. If you read history at all, Muslims have invaded Europe tons and tons of times.
That's true.
Like Vladimir the Impaler was famous because he knocked out the Turkish Muslim invaders.
The Ottomans, yeah.
And then, 100 years later, some was he a friar or a bishop or something, got Poland with all like the Polish king's cousins and stuff to help him fight off this enormous Muslim army. Well, my theory is, though, kind of Star Wars has changed up the canon to get rid of that in a way, like trying to, because like to me the Yuuzhan Vong was almost like a warning of what's to come. And now how everyone's playing it off, like, you know, if there's a Muslim shooting in America, like a terrorist attack that's Islam-based, they blame the gun. They blame gun control. They blame this. They blame that. They say we're insulting Islam. And
yeah, it's everybody but the shooter. Everybody's
it's everybody but the fucking shooter. So my theory is what they're doing is they're taking, I mean, Star Wars is doing the same thing that the media is doing. They're trying to cover it up. So they got rid of the Yuuzhan Vong, and they're trying to make it now to where it's not as blatantly obvious of what's going on. Like they're trying to cover up like the media is.
Right.
That's an interesting theory.
And like I said, it's my own theory. It's my own personal take on it. But just from reading the books, and Seegers can probably agree with me, going overseas and combat and stuff, it's you see what those people are like, and they're not friendly at all. Like,
well, we did come over.
Play it off.
I don't want to play the protector here, but we did come over during the Crusades and fuck a lot of shit up. Well, not we, white man and the English and the Europeans.
Yeah, this is true.
You know?
Yeah. You also got to remember, though, that Muslims and Jews were slaughtering Christians, and Christians
Muslims
and Jews
Jews
were slaughtering
have been
Muslims.
fighting for 1,000 years. You know, the Muslims and Jews, they don't like each other.
Yankees, the Wing Kongs, they've been fighting for centuries. No? Big trouble with
I know, so that's one thing, you know, and we only did, I think the Crusades, we only did one time. It was just a really long drawn-out battle.
Well, there were several crusades to go rescue all the artifacts and stuff from the Holy Land, to free Jerusalem from Muslim rule. Fights with the Emperor Sherazade. You know, some interesting stuff if you read about the Crusades.
I don't know a lot about
I haven't got too into the Crusades, but yeah,
I did some research for a story I was writing a while back. It was pretty good. Pretty good.
But yeah, that's just my own little Star Wars theory. How they've been. You think about it, like Star Wars truly does kind of cover the world history, but in a different way of saying it.
Now, Chris, have you heard the conspiracy that I watched a video one time that was, they basically say that Luke is a terrorist, and that his during the Battle of Yavin, whenever he blew up the Death Star, he killed a couple 100,000 good civilians, and that he was radicalized by this group, which would be like Ben Kenobi and the Rebellion. He was radicalized by them, and that he became a terrorist, and they basically related him to a terrorist and everything that happened in the New Hope. As like a terrorist plot, and I thought that was pretty freaking interesting.
Well, they pretty much were terrorists if you think about it. If the establishment could be considered the ruling party,
well, right, yeah. So if like the empire is the government, then
if
you
you read any of the new Star Wars canon books, they go over that, because a lot of the books are actually coming out, and they're from the perspective of the empire, like Lost Stars, which it's a young reader. It's really damn good.
All that means is easy words.
So
all that means is easy words.
What?
Pretty much, but yeah, it is a really good book. But it takes it starts off at the beginning of when the Empire took over, like at the end of the Clone Wars. These two kids wanted to join the Empire because it was the Empire. I mean, it looked like the saving grace of the galaxy to them. You know what I mean? Because
right.
That's how so. But it goes through these two kids who end up kind of being together. But it goes all the way to the end of Return of the Jedi. And it shows both sides of if it's, because one of them defected from the Empire, the other one stayed with the Empire.
Really?
Reminds me of that.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. There's so many good Star Wars universe stories out there.
I know, but this is the new canon, though. Like the new Battlefront game coming out is also from the perspective of the Empire. It's following an Empire person.
That's pretty neat. Eric, you should start a podcast on Star Wars.
But you're right.
I really should. I want to get your opinion, Chris, on something real quick. Snoke Plagueis?
Oh my God.
Or no?
No,
I don't think so either. I think he's going to be his own character. I think that Plagueis thing's just too outplayed.
You need to read Empire's End. Aftermath, Empire's End.
What do you know that I don't?
Chuck Wendig.
What do you know that I don't?
Read that book.
He doesn't read. He doesn't have.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to read, so you'll have to ad-lib it for
Listen
me.
to it on audio. I don't read it either.
Oh, audio, audible.com. Go to audible.com, get your free 30-day trial, free 30 audiobook download, huh?
Whoa.
Honestly, dude, that's how I keep up with books. I'm like, I don't have time to sit there and read a freaking book, and I hate reading in the first place. I like books. I like stories. I'm not sitting there and reading the damn book.
Right? No, I couldn't do it
while I work.
All that heavy lifting of moving your eyes across the page.
That's actually something that's funny that you say that, Chris, because like a lot of people that we get emails and messages from, they're all like, yeah, I got nothing better to do at work than to listen to you guys, and it's like, that kind of sucks. But they're like, oh, but we've listened to your whole show. I got 10 hours a day to kill, so that's like a common thing. People listen to us while we're at work. So I guess that's good because we're better than manual labor.
No, we make manual labor better.
We make manual labor better.
Well,
that's right. We make manual labor better. So okay.
It depends on the person's job, Like me, I was. I'm actually kind of unemployed right now, but I have an Etsy store on. Just to let you guys know, it's the AZ Viking. If you go to Etsy, you can find my work. But
post it to the group. Post your link to the group, Chris.
Fuck it. Let's say it again on the show. How do you get to your Etsy store?
It's just the AZ Viking, the Arizona Viking.
Nice.
The AZ Viking on Etsy. What do you sell on there?
Pins, bowls. I'm actually making boxes right now. I'm in the middle of another pin. What else am I getting? Oh, I'm going to start putting shaving kits, so you guys who like to shave. I don't.
Not me.
But if you've
ever seen Chris on the group or whatever, he's got a very, very big bushy beard, so he cannot say that he loves these things. Don't let him say they're the best.
Yeah.
He don't know.
No,
he will not know these shaving
razors,
kits.
but I can also do like the Mach 3 power turbos and everything else like that. But yeah, what you were saying, Eric, about Luke being a terrorist.
Yeah.
From the Empire perspective, yes.
Totally.
Even in the new canon, they make him a terrorist. He is a terrorist.
Right.
Because the Death Star had like over 1 million people on it. Granted, they were all Imperial soldiers.
Not all.
And they did just blow up a planet.
What about the contractors, the innocent contractors on there, Chris? Like your roofers, your carpenters, your plumbers.
Those are all Imperial trained soldiers on the Death Star. The Death Star was so under wraps. They had
He's right because the troopers have jobs.
You're a rebellion sympathizer, and you're going down with the rest of them.
Oh no! I am a total Vader fanboy. Screw Skywalker. I want Vader. But
you're an enemy of the Republic? Oh.
You actually, what is it? They destroyed Geonosis with a chemical to hide their involvement in building the Death Star. They slaughtered every Wookiee that they had building the Death Star. So by the time the Death Star was up and running, there were no civilians on it. It was a purely well-hidden military artifact to them.
Okay, so hang on. Geonosia was destroyed by a chemical? Now, the Geonosians were the first ones with the plans for the Death Star, because you can watch an Attack of the Clones, and he hands it to Dooku. They're the ones that originally came out. They're the ones that have the plans for the Death Star.
Guys, I hate to stop
you guys got to...
We're so far off topic now. We could go on and on and on about Geonosia and the fucking plans for the Death Star.
This whole thing.
Well, the enslaving of the Wookiees was a bad deal, you know what I mean? Because they went to Kashyyyk, they took over the Wookiees.
I know, it was a bummer. There's free Wookiees.
What was the skyhook thing that you had to, when you were a Star Killer, you had to dismantle that skyhook thing that took the Wookiees up to the
space elevator?
Yeah, that's what it was, the space elevator.
Anyway.
Yeah, see, that's all legends now. You got to get with the new canon, but the new canon covers all of this really well, actually. It's great. But that's my little theory, that Star Wars has changed everything, and honestly, not for the better. I enjoy the prequels still to this day more than the new ones.
Well, now hang on. Now Disney did take a lot of stuff out of canon, and they made it, the expanded universe and legends. But in their own defense, they are actually reworking a lot of this stuff back into canon.
Kinda. They're taking Grand Admiral Thrawn from after Return of the Jedi and putting him in the Clone War or the Rebels era, Rebels era, which is kind of bullshit.
Rebels is what? Rebels is right there at New Hope.
Yeah, right before New Hope. Well, they're bringing him in 6-7 years too early.
Well, no, they've just changed it up, but Thrawn could reappear. He hasn't been killed off yet, and we don't know his fate yet. We gotta wait for the next season.
Yeah. All right, Chris. We can, like I said, we could talk Star Wars all day, buddy. You got anything?
Chris'
else?
Favorite segment of the show already. Just letting you know.
Thanks for calling in, man. Nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, see you guys later.
Take it easy.
I just really enjoyed that.
That was fun. I know you love a good Star
I
Wars
just enjoyed that. Yeah, you know what? We really do need a Star Wars podcast.
Well, we'll work on that. I don't know, man.
There's a really good one called the Jedi Council.
You don't have the knowledge.
you seen
won't
that?
read the books.
I would. If we had a Star Wars podcast, I'd read the fucking books. Okay.
Well, you want to do a Star Wars podcast?
I want to do a Star Wars podcast.
I'll make it happen.
All right,
You're gonna have to do it during the week, though.
Have you ever seen that one? It's called the Jedi Council, and they got like all these people.
Yes, I've seen them all.
Yeah,
I've seen them all. Calm
pretty
down.
Pretty good one.
Calm down. Good.
I will not calm down.
Good Lord Almighty. Let's hit two more real quick suggestions from the poll real quick. These are two of them I want to do. We can do them real quick.
All right.
One of them was a suggestion that we do a whole show on whether or not dragons are real.
Okay, that's a little hard to do because
I can sum that up in a couple seconds. No.
Okay, we gonna put that one to bed. Dragons real?
As far as I can tell, no.
No, not a lot to that one.
That said, dragons are cool. What was that movie with Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey with the dragons? How have you not seen this? Hold on.
Do you know the difference between a dragon and a wyvern?
Yeah, wyverns are poisonous and they're small.
Wyverns have wings.
Rain of Fire. Did you ever see Rain of Fire?
No, I sure didn't. I've heard of it.
Dude, watch that movie. It's really good. You'd love it. It'd probably be one of your top 10 movies. I know you. Anyway, the other thing was Ouija boards. A whole show on Ouija boards. I don't know how we could do that. We could
film a Ouija session, but at the same time, I'm just going to go out there and it's fake.
Well, hold on. It might not be fake, but either which way, let's talk to what a Ouija board show would be. 5 minutes on the where did it come from, and that's stretched.
Real short.
And that's stretched. Yeah. And then we spend 25 minutes doing something on a podcast, which you really need to see.
Right.
To do. So whether or not Ouija boards are real, I wouldn't mind doing a Ouija board like on the pre-show stream. Me and you do a Ouija board just to see if we can get it to do anything.
Right. Okay. So, but like my thing is, when I find out that Ouija board was made by Parker Brothers in like 1980, it's gonna totally ruin the vibe for me.
Is that really original?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if I found out that it was like made by the people that make Monopoly or whatever, like, okay, you know what? I'm done with the Ouija board.
Well, yeah, they sell a mass-produced version, but what's the difference?
Well, I guess we'd have to get into the history of the Ouija board.
It's another form of divination, similar to reading tea leaves or spitting on the street and and being able to read the way the spit lands. There's all forms of ways of reading the future.
Okay,
tarot cards. It's just the same thing.
Scott Seegers, we should have figured this from him. Who? Dragons are real. No, we're saying they're not.
Joe Galindo said dragons are real.
He says Komodo. Shit.
Well, that's not a dragon. It's a monitor lizard.
That's right. It is a monitor. It's just called a dragon.
Right. That's just the name. Not a real dragon.
That's true.
There's no Chinese dragons. There's no ancient dragons
with the big long whiskers and to blow the fire and whatnot. Dragons are neat, though.
The closest thing we found are dinosaurs, and there's a lot of weird folk that think we walked with dinosaurs, and that could be where the dragon myth comes from. I don't know. Anyway, who's ready for the next?
I seen Joe and then Marissa were both saying that they were ready. So
Jacob said he was ready. And first one said they're ready again. We will.
Next one is ready. Let's.
Hamana. Who's it going to be?
Kevin, Jacob, and Marissa. Oh, no, why don't we take this time to do a shout-out to Justin Sizemore in Baltimore, because we were saying that we were going to shout him out.
So he left us a review on iTunes and requested a shout-out. So not only am I going to give him the shout-out, hello, Justin, I'm going to read his review. Where is it? It says, I've listened to about 90% of the episodes and have gotten plenty of laughs along with the facts. People need to know what these guys are doing, which they say quite often, because they're underrated in my eyes. I love how you'll clash and debate while correcting each other. Makes a good show. I've been wanting to start a podcast with similar topics, and hearing how you guys do it makes me want to do it more. I guess he thinks we're not doing it good enough. No,
he needs to do it better than us, which probably could.
Easily. I'm going to reach out and hopefully...
Hey, easy, Everett. Fuck.
I'm going to reach out and hopefully help you guys wherever I can. Info at Surreal Talk Podcast, Justin. How about a shout-out? Justin Sizemore from Baltimore. Talk to you soon. There's your shout-out, Justin. Thanks for listening, buddy.
Yes, definitely.
This is a good reminder. If you leave us a review on iTunes, we'll love those. Every time you do it, I see it within hours. I have nothing better to do than sit around waiting for reviews to come in.
Jacob's ready now, and so is all You Can Stomach production.
First?
Jacob was stomach. He was first.
All right, Jacob. Do I have your number? Let me make sure here.
Jacob says he's switching his headset over now, so he won't hear the.
I have a Skype. Dun, 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 dun. Man, now I got the
Cantina song.
Yeah. Damn you and your Star Wars. Hey, Jacob, I sent you a contact request on Skype. You still haven't accepted that yet. So as soon as you accept that, we can give you a call.
All right. Marissa is also ready. Ha, I'm here. I swear I just can't type. Okay, so we got.
She's getting her hair done. We understand.
We got Marissa. We got All You Can Stomach Productions.
It's Kevin.
And that's Kevin. Okay, that's right. And then we have Jacob. So.
Kevin's ready. Kevin, did Kevin say he was ready?
Yes. No.
All You Can Stomach. Yeah, he says
he's good to go. Jacob,
Kevin, we're going to call you. Jacob, whenever you get a chance, accept the contact request. It's going to be coming from an account called Ignotainment. And here we go with Kevin. It's ringing. I don't know why we don't hear it.
I don't hear it
anymore.
I hear no ringing.
It's doing it, it says. Oh, he's picked up. Kevin, can you hear us?
Oh.
Hey.
Kevin?
Hello.
Hi.
Is this the real Kevin?
How's it going? Yeah, it is.
Not the fake one.
Not the fake one.
All right, good deal.
And I just want to point out that your little insignia on Skype that shows your initials is KY.
Kevin Yarrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, KY. KY.
Jelly.
Jelly.
Ooh.
Funny.
Jelly.
Anyway.
How you doing today, Kevin?
Kevin, he's been a listener of ours for months and months and months. We've seen him Chad on
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're doing good, man. We appreciate all the support that you give us in every aspect of our podcast, YouTube,
so
Chad,
formal.
social media, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man, you guys are awesome.
Thanks. Dude.
I wouldn't say that, but we're okay.
Well, I am. Hashtag Team Everett, throwing it out there.
Hashtag Team Eric. Yeah,
that, by the way.
That's because people like me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Kevin, you wanted to talk about Mel's Hole and some other crazy shit. I looked into Mel's Hole, but give me what you got on it. Oh, God damn it!
Okay.
I looked into Mel's Hole.
Oh yeah, how is old Mel?
Mel's gone now. February 21st, 1997, Coast to Coast with Art Bell.
Right.
Mel Walsh phoned into that show, told him there was a bottomless pit in his backyard. And the hole was about 9 feet across and had a 3-foot wall that came up. And it went down the hole about 15 feet before it turned into soil and suchness. And he said this hole had paranormal powers. One of his friend's dogs died, and he threw the dog into the hole. And the dog showed up the next day alive again.
Yeah, the guy was out hunting in the forest, and he saw his dog running through the forest, and he could tell it was the dog. Had the same collar on.
Yeah, same collar, exactly, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's like Pet Cemetery.
Right.
Kind of.
Wow.
And over the years, Mel and his friends have been throwing garbage into the whole fridges and TVs and all that type of shit. And they never heard anything ever hit the bottom. So he put a 1-pound weight on the end of a fishing line and started lowering it in. So by the time he called in Art Bell the first time, he already had about 15 miles of line down the hole, which is like 80,000 feet or something ridiculous like that.
I heard 1,500, but that was the second hole. But anyway.
50 miles
that was
of line?
That's a lot of line.
15 miles, yeah, so much. That's farther than we've even ever drilled, I think, into the earth. And then he called back the second time onto the Art Bell show and said that the government wanted his land, said they would give him $250,000 a month, but he could never come back to the U.S. if he took that money, or else they were going to find a drug lab on his property.
Kevin, did you hear the story that he had been requested to go talk to him? After he left, he woke up 12 days later in San Francisco, couldn't remember anything that happened, and when he got back to his land, it was cordoned off and he couldn't go back onto it.
Yeah, I heard that he had opened up a wombat, and then he came back and they arrested him in Tacoma, and he woke up in San Francisco 15 days later with missing teeth and evidence that he had an IV in him.
Wisdom teeth were gone. Yeah, and he had shit tons of IV marks.
Fucking bummer.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is he eventually comes to find the second hole, doesn't he?
Yeah, eventually. He had his belt buckle that was stolen from him that had this 1943 dime on it that had Roosevelt's head on it. And, you know, Roosevelt's head didn't show up until 1946. That comes up a little later. He was contacted... Sorry, I've got everything written down here.
Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir. I'm trying to look
Yeah.
through notes.
Don't worry about sounding like unprepared, because that's like a surreal talk thing. So,
he was contacted by some natives who had a second hole in Nevada, and this hole was the same 9 feet across, and it had a metal rim. And apparently, sometimes there's a black light that protruded out of the hole.
The black light was the coolest thing.
The black light sounds real cool.
it wasn't a light so much as it was like a shining shadow. Like whenever it would hit a surface, imagine a flashlight that took light rather than.
All right, you just went full retard. A shining shadow?
Think about it.
Yeah.
A way to apply a shadow to a lit surface. So say I had a flashlight right here in my hand and I shined it at the wall.
But you were
it
shining
would
a
shine
shadow.
rather than light. Yeah.
Okay, you mean just kind of like holding something up to displace the light?
Blocking the light, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's kind of like opposite of light, like anti-light.
Yeah, anti-light, exactly.
Anti-light.
It's crazy. And always around the rim of the hole, it was always warm. Even in the winter, it was just always warm around the hole. And you couldn't hear any noise. They dropped a bucket of tools or a wrench on the metal of the rim, and there was no noise that came off of it at all.
Neither hole had would allow for an echo. They said when Mel came up to the hole, God, this is so funny to say. When Mel came up to the hole, he yelled into the hole, but no, he didn't. He heard no.
He heard echoes back. Hello, hello.
No, it was no echo.
No echo?
No echo.
It must have been a deep hole.
Somebody took some ice. Hey?
Go ahead. Sorry, Kev. I keep interrupting you. I'm a
dickhead. Sorry. Somebody took some ice and lowered it 1,500 feet into the hole, and when they brought it up, the ice was on fire and protruding a lot of heat. And so someone was like, oh, cool, free heat, and took it home and put it in their stove. And after 3 months, the stove crashed through the floor of the cabin. And then eventually the whole cabin was sucked into a hole. Wow. And apparently Mel said the ice took the moisture from anything around it and just sucked it in until it was so dry it just crumbled.
Wow, that's fucking gnarly.
I had heard about that second hole that dogs and cats would get super, super scared around and wouldn't go near it. And at one point they decided, for whatever reason, they're going to lower a sheep down into the hole. And just like dogs and cats, the sheep gets all scared, so they knock the sheep unconscious, toss the sheep down in the hole with a rope, right, and lowering down. They get down to about 1,500 feet. The sheep wakes up and starts going crazy on the end of the line. So they pull this fucking sheep back up, and it's like dead, and then they do an autopsy, and there's like an animal living inside of him, some sort of weird, like, it's got... I can't even explain what
it's like a seal fetus.
Yeah,
they said it was a seal fetus, and it had flippers, and it was flipping around, and had human eyes. And yeah, they couldn't stop staring at it. They said they stared at it for 2 hours. They just couldn't stop it.
And you know what they did to the animal afterwards?
Killed it.
The only logical thing, throw it back in the fucking hole.
Did they really?
Yeah,
they didn't save it or anything?
There.
No, it's too weird. It's a human seal. Throw it back.
Well, they threw the sheep down. They said the seal gave them sort of a nod and then dropped back into the hole itself.
Oh wow, no, that's even creepier.
And then
it's like how the Twilight
and then a few times after that, the seal fetus came back to talk to them, but it would only communicate through a boombox that they had close by, and it just kept saying that humans were going to destroy themselves with nuclear weapons. Well, fucking duh, of course.
Yeah, right. Obviously, you don't got to be smart at all to know that.
Yeah, but Mel never called back again, and nobody ever knows where he went. And people have looked into it, and there's no record that a Mel Waters even ever existed. So if this guy did exist, the government fucking completely wiped him off the planet, I'll tell you.
It's 50-50. He existed and the government wiped him out, or that he was just a troll.
Just opinion. A troll, yeah.
Because nobody's ever been able to find any of Mel's holes.
Right, so, like, I'm interested in Mel's hole.
I know you are.
I'd like to see it.
Washington somewhere.
It's in Washington?
Would you like to go spelunking in Mel's hole?
I'd like to go rummaging about through Mel's hole.
There was one guy on Coast to Coast that phoned in and said he was volunteering to be lowered into there, but that never happened.
Nah.
Fuck that. Okay, now I'm all for making a good hole joke, but don't lower me into a fucking hole where the sheep came out with a fucking dolphin fetus in it, or what was it? Seal fetus in a you know what I mean? I'm not going in there.
Have you ever seen the movie The Descent?
Yeah, that movie was gnarly as shit.
Now I'll never go into a cave past where you should go ever.
Right.
Ever.
Unexplored caves, not for me, bud.
Oh man, as above, so below, won't do it.
Kev, you're from Canada, right?
Canada, yeah, Canada, Vancouver.
Well, Canadians are from Canada. Makes sense. BC, British Columbia. There's all kinds of cool conspiracy shit and weird stuff coming from Canada, like. Everybody knows about, what is it, Oak Island or whatever that has the treasure?
That's on the East Coast, I think Oak Island is, yeah.
Yeah, like over like Newfoundland.
I live in a city here called Coquitlam, and there's a road called Quarry Road that we heard that there was a cult living down at the end, and we talked to some of the locals, and they all said it was a KKK down there, so we're never going down that fucking road again.
Hey,
go down there, man. Figure it out.
Let me ask you this, Kevin. Have you heard about not like the Queen of England and them coming over to Canada and in like the 50s and kidnapping a bunch of fucking kids?
Now, you know, I learned about this when I heard about it on your show, and I looked into it. And it's a crazy fucking story that
Crazy,
her and
isn't
her
it?
husband stole a bunch of the kids, and they
Yeah,
never came
from
back.
like a
And
school
some
or
of the
something,
kids,
right?
yeah, they took a bunch of like 30 kids down to the river, and then took 5 of those kids away, and those 5 never came back.
Never
And the
came
rest
back.
of the kids are all witnesses to it nowadays.
Jesus.
Yeah,
So
so they're actually being sued, I heard, over this stealing of the kids.
Yeah, something about an international tribunal in Sweden or something, and they're trying to try them for murder, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's ever gonna happen.
No, of course not. She's the Queen of England. She owns 1/6 of all the world's habitable land. You're not taking that bitch to court. It's not going to happen.
No fucking way.
No. She's got.
She's a nice lady. She went to they had the Manchester bombing just recently. We didn't really talk about that on the show. That was a whole bummer. But she went to the hospital to visit some of the victims. That's kind of cool for an old lizard lady.
You know what she should have did?
Take off her
Ended
skin.
world hunger, because she could do that.
She's got enough fucking money to do it.
Yes, she does.
You socialist bastard.
I'm just saying, the bitch has all kinds of gold. Yeah,
Have
hey,
some
here you
respect.
go.
This is
What's
the
her
queen.
What's her real last name, Everett? Do you know her real last name?
Windsor.
Windsor. That's right. Yes,
Yeah,
Windsor.
don't mess with me, pal.
Windsor Palace is named after her.
This is exactly right. Yeah, in the House of Windsor. She eats them. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. They just came out. It was an article I read that said that mainstream media actually coming out and saying that older people ingesting the blood of infants can help with longevity in their lives. This is true. This came out as an actual article.
Well,
now.
why don't we go find some of those starfish or crabs that live, or jellyfish that can revert to like a pupa stage or whatever, and just eat those by the dozen? That'll make us live forever.
What I'm getting at is this is the first time that it's ever been like talked about in mainstream media. Now, on the conspiracy circle, it's been on an ongoing thing that the rich elites eat the babies, drink their bloods, and that's how they stay alive so long. You know what I mean?
They get the adrenochrome, right?
Yeah, the adrenaline or adrenochrome, whichever one. They say that if you kill them when they're at a very heightened sense of terror, like when the adrenaline's really rushing, and that's like makes it, I guess it's more useful to them.
Have you guys ever heard of Elizabeth Bathory?
Never heard that name.
So she was like a countess way back when, 18th, 19th century. She was famous for being like a mass murderer. She would have virgins killed, and she would drain them of blood and actually bathe in their blood. This is a real thing that happened. Look into it. Elizabeth, spelled with a Z, Bathory, Bathory. She had the nickname of Countess Dracula.
Really?
Yeah, check her out. This whole story made me think, the queen drinking the blood. Well, what about the chick who actually killed something like 800 people and bathed in their blood?
Whew. That's nuts.
Yeah, she's history's most prolific serial killer.
Yeah, freaky bitch, huh?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's all I got
from Canada. That's all you got from Canada, eh?
Hey,
That's all you got to talk about.
A boot.
That's all I got to talk about today, eh?
That's right. Thanks for calling in, Kevin.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you in the group later, man.
Talk to you later.
See you. That was pretty cool. First time we talked to Kev.
Rennie Lopez had a little accident in Oklahoma City, so we got
coming back. He was out in Boston, I believe.
He says, "What's up, guys? He's pretty late. Got into a little accident in Oklahoma City. About to catch a flight. I'll listen as much as I can." Well, hope you're all right, bud.
He was supposed to be coming through St. Louis.
Well, he said I messaged him on Facebook. He said he came through about 3 a.m. We weren't up.
I would have got up.
Right. I mean, if that's the case, I probably wouldn't have drank a beer, but I would have got up, maybe had a soda with him.
I hope you're doing okay, Rennie.
Definitely.
So before we take another caller, another one of the subjects on the boards was, I know you haven't seen it, but there's a TV show on Netflix called Stranger Things.
Right.
And people wanted to know what its relations to the fabled Montauk Project was.
Now, I don't know a whole lot about the Montauk
or the Stranger Things.
Right. So this one will be a nice learning experience.
So, long story short, Stranger Things is directly based on the Montauk Project. Stranger Things takes place in the town of Montauk in New York. The actual Montauk experiments, they were into some really crazy shit, from time experiments to alternate realities.
Wasn't it like, what do you call that? Like transportation, teleportation,
right. All kinds of shit. They had something called the Montauk Chair, which was their time travel device. They had a team of guys who their only job was basically to visualize in their head places and times. So they'd sit them down in this chair, and there's these dish type things surrounding this chair.
Right.
And that would collect the psionic energy. It would transfer the psionic energy to this little circle of crystals and be amplified. and then they would catalog all of these, like neural pathway bullshit. I don't know. I didn't work there.
What are they, like through frequencies or something? Like how are they cataloging what's coming out of these people's brain?
Yeah, the amplified brain waves or whatever. They would catalog them, so they would have a catalog of places and times that they could easily pop open a portal. Because this chair, also one of the things it did, it allowed you to open up a portal, and they did it many times. It opens up like a 16 to 18 foot tall like vortex. It looks like a fucking Stargate.
Oh,
that's the rumor any which way. And it also, another thing you could do is basically conjure shit out of the ether. What was in your brain would be able to be materialized. So there's a story of the Montauk Monster. This guy had sat down in the chair, and one of the handlers comes over to him and whispers something in his ear, and he does this whole little, mental exercise and picture something, and conjures up out of the ether basically this crazy-ass monster. It's got a specific name. I don't know about it. It's nuts. But it tears ass across the entire facility before they kill it. So check into the Montauk Project if you like the show Stranger Things at all. The show Stranger Things was nuts. It's a really cool piece, too. It's done as like to look up like it was in the 80s. It takes place in 1980. If you like the way E.T. looked, for instance, it looks like it was filmed on the set of E.T.
Really?
It's really cool. It's got everything from government conspiracies and secret government,
And that's a Netflix show named Stranger Things?
Stranger Things. It's got like 8 or 10 episodes, hour each. There is a whole alternate dimension that's visited. There's telepathic powers, telekinesis that happens. It's really cool show. So check that out if you're into any. It's basically everything we ever talked about on our show takes place in that show. And the Montauk Project basically was everything weird that we talk about too. Are you over there? What are you reading?
Reading something.
What are you reading?
Your Mind.
Stop it, man. What are you reading? You on chat? Is that what it is again?
Yeah. He says it's not true that the Energy Department doesn't explore parallel universes. We support theoretical.
What are you talking about? He says.
Justin Short says it's not true that the Energy Department doesn't explore parallel universes. We support theoretical physicists, cosmologists through the Office of Science High Energy Physics Program.
It seems like way out of left field.
Yeah, that's why I was reading it, and I didn't say anything about it.
Oh, so that's what you're... Okay, now that makes more sense. So, yeah. Ready for another call?
Yeah, so who's next? We got Marissa, and then...
Jacob,
and then there was another one that was...
Hold on, let me look here on my list. David Lawrence Sett, who I haven't heard from today, so we might not get to David. Who's next? I guess we're going to go with...
I know we had...
What?
I know we had Marissa, and she was on there, but I'm not sure if she is ready or not yet.
See if I got her
so, Eric's alter ego, yeah. So one of the poll suggestions was, why is Eric so glittery? Gay vampire minus the vampire.
Yeah, so as I had written out a whole bunch of subjects we wanted to talk about, and Eric finally got around to looking at the document that had the outline. One of the things in the poll, as he just said, is, why is Eric so twinkly? So on our vampires episode, Eric had talked about how, Twilight. He had way too much knowledge of Twilight, so we've been calling him a twinkly guy since then.
Yeah, but as you can see, I'm not glittery.
You're not?
No, I have no glitter to me at all. I'm not glittery at all. So yeah, moving right along from that one.
Yeah, you're just a little glittery vampire.
What about them out-of-place artifacts?
Oh, no, never mind. We're calling Marissa.
Oh, are we calling Marissa?
Yep.
And now that I've heard what he typed, it can't be Eric. Oh, yeah?
Why the hell can't I now make a phone call? There it is.
You can make phone calls. You just have to have a phone.
There it goes. Hope it's the right number. Hey, we're actually hearing a ring this time.
All
I don't know
right.
if it's coming through.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
I assume this is Marissa?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
Take it.
Huh?
I said, how you doing?
Oh, doing pretty fucking good.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
doing
That's
all right.
good.
How are
I
you
like
guys?
your use of the word fuck, because we like to use that word here too. So it just it fits right in. Anyways, what you want to talk about today, Marissa?
Fucking okay. Check it out.
Checking.
When you guys were talking about the New World Order,
Oh,
I
yeah.
kept freaking out because I'm like, no, fucking Venus Project, man, it's the fucking way to go. but of course it wasn't live. So anyhow, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Venus Project. Have you guys had a chance to take a look at that and see what all that?
I just Googled it. It looks like a giant city they're building out in the middle of nowhere.
Kinda, but yeah, but like the whole world would be like that.
Go on.
You would have to bulldoze every fucking thing, but the whole world would be structured like that.
So,
and they have ways of doing it, like giant fucking 3D printers and fucking trains that go 300 miles an hour or some shit. It's fucking crazy.
I'm looking at it now. It looks like something you would see that would be used on a new planet. Like, so say we went and settled a new planet, we had to drop down a whole city. It looks like a manufactured circular city that was just specifically engineered. So the theory is here that they want to build these cities and basically wipe out the surface of the planet for these ultra efficient or whatever. What's the thought behind these?
This is what like every town would look like across the globe. And the way that they explain it is a new world order, but they don't come out and say that. So they never verbalize it, but they're like, yeah, man, this is the new fucking world order. Fuck, I'm having such a brain fart right now. His last name is Franco. It's the guy who thought
James
this project.
James,
are you sure you don't mean Fresco?
Fresco, that's the guy.
Jacques Fresco?
Yeah. Yes. He was around during the Great Depression, and that really had an impact on him, looking for different, more sustainable ways of living, so he would,
So are these cities, is there like a,
Here, let me show you the picture of it, dude.
Well, I mean, like, is there like a sinister aspect to this? So, like, are they like trying to bulldoze everything that we've got now in order to make way? Oh, holy shit. Okay.
Go to the venusproject.com. You can see what this is. It's got a whole website. They're hardly trying to hide.
Well, this is how we would structure ourselves physically after a major catastrophe. That's what they don't really want to talk about. Like, when they start talking about the Venus Project, naysayers will be like, no, man, that's not fucking cool. That's not right, because a bunch of shit would have to go down, and would you rather have a bunch of shit go down? Well, okay, if World War III were to happen within the next 50 fucking years,
right,
this project is already in place to where they can be like, all right, cool, like, shit blew up, a bunch of fucking people died.
I'm kind of happy they got this, though.
Right, exactly. So it can be a good fucking thing, like a new world order.
It doesn't really look like a fun place to live. It looks more like a campus, like a giant campus.
Yeah, but you know what campus is short for? Camp. And you know what comes right before camp? Concentration. 'Cause that's the fuck they remind me of.
I guess you're right.
Well, see, this is also in a society in which there is the monetary system is out, like that's gone, it's done away with.
So it's a utopian society, communist, basically.
We're gonna get chipped.
Yes and no. I mean,
well, without a monetary system, it pretty much has to be communism.
Kinda. Okay, what you guys were talking about in the One World Government episode,
right?
Was Eric that said either you can be governed or the people can govern themselves. So this would be in a society in which we would govern ourselves. Now, of course, somebody's going to find some kind of fucking power, some fucking where in this whole system, and eventually will end up being ruled by somebody or some entity. But for the most part, it's supposed to be for the human race to sustain itself instead of having shit like poverty and fucking kids going hungry and shit.
I mean, that would be great. Ideally, no poverty. Everyone has everything that they need.
Well, if we can get to the point where everybody has their own power generation in their domicile, so to speak, be it with like the Tesla wall or the Tesla roof,
The
and
roof
the Tesla
panels,
batteries.
yeah. Do you know those are cheaper to put on your house than an actual roof?
That sort of.
Well-
They're cheaper in the long run if you include in the cost of the electricity that you saved. So
And
it costs
also,
way
if
more to
you're
put in.
Also, if you're also including the cost that the amount that the government will pay if you use energy efficient roofs.
True, you can get all kinds of tax breaks for that.
Exactly. So yes, essentially in the end, it turns out being cheaper than putting on a real roof, but like it kind of
Initial cost is probably more though.
It's way more.
Absolutely, but it'll pay for itself within like what?
Right,
20, 30 years?
A standard roof will last 20 years. This will last longer, and by the amount of energy you generate in that amount of time, saving yourself, your electric bill. The theory is that
Right.
it's way worth the investment. They say.
Right.
So I'd take
But
it.
in-
Shit, I'm all over Tesla, man. I like what Elon Musk is doing.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure his primary thought is making shit tons of money. What's he doing in the meantime? He's advancing solar and renewable energy. He's got a space.
Be like
company.
Elon, dude.
Dude's balling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to talk like that, but
He wanted a
is.
new way to buy and sell things online, so he created PayPal. He wanted a way for normal people like you and I to be able to see space and know whether or not the Earth's flat or not.
They say by next year they could be doing actual space tourism.
Yeah, the first people have already paid their money for that, for SpaceX flights, and then so he wanted that, so he made SpaceX. I mean the guy's probably pretty driven, I would guess.
He's the type of guy that would build this type of city too.
Yeah, these what do they call Venus Project?
Yeah, he's not involved as far as I know.
No, but I mean you could see him doing something like that.
Well, all he's got to do is get the idea in his head.
Right. Yeah.
He's got the Hyperloop system. You know about that? It's like the Hyperloop is like
it's like a bank fucking
tube tunnels. Yeah,
tube
underground.
tunnels. Yeah.
So
Bank
the thought
tubes.
is you apply you put in a tube inside of a big pressurized cylinder. Marissa, your phone's going crazy. It's great. But anyway, you put your phone's kind of a little bit loud, but no big deal. Anyway, you put the cylinder inside the tube. You put a negative pressure in front of it, a vacuum, and a positive pressure behind it. You can get that son of a bitch up over Mach 1 easily inside those tubes with if you set it up where there's very little friction on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Well, that would be an easy way to traverse these cities. Depending on how big are these Venus Project cities supposed to be?
It looks like it's a couple of miles.
Couple of miles?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be structured so that way if more people decide to go into one particular area, they can build more houses because those are the outer layers or the houses.
It's almost modular the way they've got it built. Like you can just keep adding on.
It's much more efficient that way, though, too.
It looks like the beginning of Coruscant.
Really?
We're going to build the entire planet efficiently and cover every square inch. But I mean, there's parks and stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, but it's built to milk the space.
Really?
It looks like it's built to milk the space.
It's all about efficiency, is what it is.
Right. Put as many people as you can in. Collect as much of the resources available per square inch, be it sunlight or wind.
Marissa, what do you think life would be like inside one of these cities where everyone was cramped really close and it's very efficient? Don't get me wrong, but what do you think everyday life is going to be like inside one of these cities?
Well, it's not as cramped as you think. Those pictures aren't necessarily to scale. So, I mean, that you do have the option of widening out. But I really wouldn't be able to say because obviously to a person that's totally integrated, and settled the way that they are, it would be different for someone who might know a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, okay, say if I have a fucking neighbor and he's fucking crazy and he fucking killed his whole fucking family, okay?
Happens a lot.
Do it.
So that happens a lot.
That happens a lot, exactly. And not because of any reason other than he's fucking nuts. So what are we going to do with stuff like that? Like you have to kind of figure, okay, somebody has to have some sort of authority in order to remove this person from our utopian society.
Have you seen shows like The 100's very similar to that, except it takes place in space? Same thing with Elysium, I believe, where you've got a perfect city built in. It's got its own bureaucracy set. And if they don't like it, they'll boot your ass out. It sounds exactly like that type of culture.
Yes. And I don't really know how I feel about living in some shit like that. I would
rather see it turn out like the movie Wall-E. Have you ever seen Wall-E?
No.
So in the future, humans basically are giant blobs that sit in floating like couch chairs or whatever, big chairs or recliners. Your TV floats around with you, and there's AI and robots that take care of every single human need. So if the city was like that, if it was ran by an AI, and here I go again, I'm gonna get roasted for saying I want my entire life taken care of for me by a smart machine. Fuck it, why not? If it's gonna tend to my wishes, then that type of city wouldn't be so bad. I'd float around, float to the fucking movie theater, float over to the store and get me some cheesy poofs.
It's gonna float everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
I guess you could, but I think the way that it's supposed to be designed, and of course, who knows what the fuck's going to happen in the future. Maybe we might fuck it up and do it all wrong. But the way that it's supposed to be. Do what?
So there's a good chance of that. We fuck it up and do it all wrong.
Yeah, if humans are good at anything consistently, it's fucking shit up.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. We always fuck a bunch of shit up.
Yeah, this is
we
true.
get smart eventually at some point, and then we go back and we fuck shit up again. It's a cycle. But so I don't know. How would you guys feel about living in a place like that?
I don't know. I like my privacy personally, but as long as it was, I don't know, man. It might not be that bad. But at the same time, I don't know. Do you work in the same space that you live in? I mean, do you have to leave your little domicile area? Do you have to go to a new part to go to your job? I mean, it all just depends. Is there internet? Because if there's internet, I can deal with a lot of shit with internet. If I got internet, I can deal with a lot of bullshit.
Play some Bejeweled.
Yeah, but if there's no internet in this Venus project, then I'm fucking out of there. Okay,
The way that they have it. Like, there's internet, there's still art, there's still culture. It's just we're all living under one fucking roof without fucking fighting.
Yeah. It's communism all over again.
Okay, basically. So everybody living under one roof without fighting, as good as that sounds, that'd be great, but that's just not human nature.
Nope.
We are going to fight with each other. That's what fuck humans do. Again, we fuck shit up and we fight with each other.
Hopefully someday we grow out of that.
You're true. You just touched on something, Everett. Like, what if this is our evolution? What if this is what we're supposed to evolve to? Not necessarily physically evolving, but mentally evolving. What if we can somehow evolve?
Like as a society?
Huh?
Like as a society evolve into that?
Yes. I mean, of course, we're going to have to kill off a metric fuck ton of people. But the ones that are left, like, what if they're what if that's our evolution, how we're supposed to evolve?
Would you still be okay with that if you would maybe be one of those people that had to be killed off? Would you still be okay with the final grand scheme of things if knowing that you could be on the chopping block?
I would have to know a hell of a lot more about the Venus Project or whatever system has been implemented at that point in time. I'd have to know more about that.
Right. I would be more likely to be one of the fabled wild men that lives beyond the border that the people inside the town talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. I hear there's a group of free people who live in the woods. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, man. Every town's got to have one of those.
I'm in the process of moving right now. I'm getting out of town. I got to move to the woods. I can't handle town anymore. Not that I live in like super city, but we do live in the suburb of St. Louis. So my neighbors are 15 feet from my walls.
Dude, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad. I don't like it. I don't like hearing car doors shut outside my house when somebody parks across the street because I think maybe somebody's here to visit me, and I hate visitors.
I'll come over to your house anytime I want to.
I don't like hearing the kids down the street playing. I live a half a block from the school.
He's an old asshole. For everyone that just wants to know, it's like if you got a guy that stands on his porch shaking his fist, you damn kids. That's Everett.
Stay out of my yard. Get out of my yard, you damn kids. No, I'm not that bad, but I'm getting there. It's only a matter
Can you imagine Everett in the Venus Project? He would be in his little 3x3 front yard with like 6 blades of grass bitching the whole day, just bitching.
Guarding my 6 blades.
Yeah.
These are the last 6 blades of grass on the planet.
He's got his electric weed eater out there fucking weed eating his little 3x3 yard.
I do it with scissors, man.
They might come and pick me up and think that you're fucking crazy. You
Shit,
might want to.
Oh, he is crazy. That's true.
But it's good. It's a good crazy.
Definitely.
It's a good one. All right. Well, shit, guys. I'm not going to hold up all your fucking time.
Well, we appreciate you calling in.
While we've
Marissa.
got you on the air, thanks again for the coaster stuff you made.
Yeah, that's
I still
right.
got mine. I don't actually use it because, well, I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I like it too much.
Just
to
like
use.
Chris's pen he sent us. I don't use Chris's pen.
No, I use
I did
Chris's
at the
pen
beginning,
for
but then I
some
felt bad. I was
research.
like, you know what? I want to have this for a long time.
I know, I liked it. It was nice. But yes, thank you for the. Is that knitted or crocheted? I know I asked you before.
That
but
is crocheted. It is crocheted.
crocheted. Okay. And again, what's the difference between knitting and crocheting? Because I forgot.
The simplest way to remember it, knitting is with the 2 needles.
Right.
Is that not what you did?
Knitting is with the 1 hook.
The 1 hook.
I don't know the 1 hook. I know that I've seen that on the movies where they do the fucking knitting thing, but I don't know anything about a hook.
Me either.
I
know about
I'll
hook
take
in.
a little video later, and
That's
I'll
some new shit.
tag you with it.
That's
far out.
some
All right.
seriously breakthrough shit. Anyways, thanks, Marissa. I appreciate that.
Nice talking to you, Marissa. Catch you next time.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thanks again. That's pretty cool. She's been listening for us for months and months and months. It's
Long
nice to
time,
finally
long
talk to
time.
her.
Jay in the chat says he's in the woods with us. He's got the Enu.
We got, I think, one more caller queued up. Jacob, are you about ready?
Jacob
Jacob wants to
Jacob?
talk to us about
Jacob.
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 Jacob. Chris says, use the pen, damn it. You can replace the ink. Sorry, Chris, I'm not doing that. I like the pen too much for that. Jacob's going to be talking to us about Rudloe Manor whenever we get him on. Rudloe Manor is like a... and I didn't do a lot of research, but it's like a secret underground base in the UK, I believe.
Really?
So that'd be interesting to talk about.
I have a loom. It's a lot quicker. Oh, she's talking about the knitting crocheting thing.
Okay, I have Jacob's thing. Let's see if he did not accept my contact request. I'm calling him anyway. We'll see if it works.
Call him anyhow.
Calling Jacob right now. We'll see. It's going boop boop boop.
Do 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 boop. Swing your arms from side to side.
That was a Super Mario Super Show.
Yes, it was.
I don't know that I even want to talk about the out of place artifacts. We can save that.
We do want to talk about Barry Soetoro, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give up on Jacob for a minute. Jacob, when you're ready, say so in chat, and we'll give you a call. Give me what you got on Barry Soetoro.
You talking about Barack Hussein Obama?
I think you are.
So that's his real name, man. Barry Soetoro.
Prove it. Tell me. What do you got?
What do you mean prove it? That's what we do here?
No, tell me. Give me your quote-unquote evidence, because I've got a little of my own that goes
Okay,
counter.
so that's his legal Indonesian name.
From what I had read, it wasn't his legal Indonesian name, but he was referred to it because he was living with his mom and his stepfather, whose last name is Soetoro, who is an Indonesian.
Are you ready for this? Indonesia does not allow for dual citizenships, so he is still technically an Indonesian citizen and never got to be an American.
So let me put it to you like this. They don't allow it. That means they don't recognize it. That doesn't mean the United States still wouldn't recognize he's a United States citizen and an Indonesian citizen. It just means Indonesia doesn't recognize he's a United States citizen.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair. I'll
Makes
go with
sense?
that. Okay,
Okay.
so the
Carry on.
Obama birth certificate, the official one that was released, it lacks an actual seal and then the border, the border and then the seal. You know what the seal is? Like if you get something, it's like stamped in there, the seal type deal.
Right, sure.
So
It's
his
emblem or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't have that, and it doesn't have the actual border. And now they've shown online where they've recreated, and they took like an actual birth certificate and put his shit in there, and it looks exactly the same as what he produced for his birth certificate, and it doesn't have the seal on it. You know what I mean? And that's, as a birth certificate, that's something that has to have the seal on there. You know what I mean? Of course, I haven't seen mine in a long time though. According to the Constitution, must be a natural-born citizen to be president. He was not born in America.
Well, the birth certificate I saw was from Oahu.
From Hawaii, right? Okay, so that hospital that says he was, the hospital that birth certificate is from, was bulldozed 2 years before he was allegedly born.
So he was born in 1961. You're saying the hospital that issued this birth certificate?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's
I'm gonna have to look into that.
You do that. Okay, so no real birth certificate, no legal.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
He's had no legal change of name from Soetoro to Barack Hussein Obama, and there's no evidence of a conversion to Christianity. Not that matters to me at all. But other people are making a huge deal about that because the Indonesian, it doesn't allow for dual citizenship, but it doesn't also allow for conversion of faith. So, which, like I said before, I don't care about that. Christianity, Muslim, that doesn't make a fucking bit of difference to me. But some people are really
religion of the
heavy
flying
on that.
spaghetti monster.
Right. I don't care.
You could be a Cthulhu worshiper.
So like they're saying that his stepfather was a Marxist, right? And we talked about
So
earlier.
a communist, basically.
Yeah,
Karl
I guess.
Marx,
You know what?
who wrote the
I'm not really
Communist
familiar
Manifesto.
on what a.
So Karl Marx was the guy who wrote the Communist Manifesto.
Well, right. I'm saying as far as what a Marxist and a communist, how they differ, I don't know.
More or less, you can, for a purpose of what we're talking about, say they're the same thing.
Close to the same.
Someone
thing?
who followed the teachings of Marx was a Marxist, which they were all communists.
Okay, and we're not going to get
Like
into
Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. Vladimir
Ilyich Ulyanov
was a Marxist, eventually communist.
Yeah. What does he say right there, dude? The Chinaman is not the issue here, dude. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. But anyway, so there's a lot more about Obama that's real shifty. We're not going to touch on.
You remember what Lenin said, right?
This is strictly.
I am the walrus.
Dude, Donnie, you're out of your element. This is strictly the birth certificate aspect of it, from centralization, censorship, or corruption. But yeah, I just don't go for him because.
Well, there's also another little thing in the Barry Soetoro's conspiracy, is there's a Columbia University ID card floating around that's got a picture of Barack Obama on it that says Barry Soetoro. It's got a little like barcode on it, and on the bottom of it is a blue line, in the writing on it says foreign student.
Yeah.
But the thing about that card,
that's the Columbia one that everyone's
it's Columbia University.
Okay, yeah.
The barcode type of card that they used did not come to use until 1996, and his was done in 1981. So it's 15 years early for that card, for one. Two, if you read the barcode on it and match it up, they actually, if you can go online and find this easy, I think on Snopes, it shows the student's ID that it's taken from.
Right, okay.
The barcode matches up. It's got his name, 1997 or whatever, when they actually took that from. So
something that I found weird was like, okay, now you're on the college aspect of everything. Now they couldn't find a single teacher at Columbia or at and nobody that went to school with him. I guess you would say like a student.
I find that so hard to believe.
Right, you would think that there would be people, and it was the same thing with Harvard. Where'd you hear
this? Source.
Oh, I don't have a source.
I don't ever either.
Yeah, I don't have a source.
Sorry, I should have asked.
Oh, Sam Packer says he is also a homo. I don't care nothing about that.
I don't care if he's a homo either. That's fine.
Scott Seegers does bring up a good.
Why
are his college records sealed? Why is that stuff sealed?
Are they?
Can you give? Yeah, they are. I've heard that before.
I don't know that. This almost deserves a whole show on its own, just like the Titanic thing could almost be a whole show.
Oh, we could do a Barack Obama show.
Why don't you set one up, outline it? You got 3 weeks roughly until our next show, unless we have a miracle.
Let's do that.
You want to do it? What do you want to do?
I want to do
the Barack Obama Super Show.
I want to do I don't know if it was a Barack Obama Super Show. If we do a Barack Obama Super Show, we got to stop right now with this.
That's fine with me.
Because oh man, Barack Obama Super Show, that would be. All right, you heard it here first. That's going to be
That's the next show?
Yeah, Barack Obama Super Show.
Within the next 3 weeks. It'll probably be 3 weeks from today.
But so how do we do this? Do we touch on how Michelle's allegedly a man? I mean, there's so many different things about Barack. This could be a good one.
Melania is also supposedly a man, too. I think Seth himself is the one who said that in the group. Somebody said that. I don't buy it.
Oh, you talking about Trump's old lady?
Yeah, Melania Trump.
Yeah. Well, she's got nudes out. I mean, so I heard what's his name was going to do nudes.
Who?
Her, him. What's her name?
What are you talking about?
The Kardashian stepdad.
No.
Yeah, Jenner.
Bruce. It used to be
Caitlyn.
Bruce. Caitlyn Jenner now.
She's going to do nudes.
She's going to get naked?
Nudes.
Oh, man. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, no. Oh, fuck no. I don't want to see it.
It's not that he or she was once a he that bothers me. Not attractive whatsoever, in my opinion.
Right, you don't make a good-looking woman.
I'm not into trans people, for one. It's just not my thing. But she's not good looking.
No, he or him.
No, it's she.
Her.
I
full
respect.
on 100%.
I believe they had the little snip and no dongy dong dong.
So it's all done. It's like post-op, right?
I think so. Fuck, I don't know.
It's
Either
gone?
which way.
I don't know.
Even if he identifies now as a woman, I'll respect.
Right.
that.
I don't care if you identify or you got the parts or whatever. You don't look like a woman. You're not attractive to me.
That's what you're into. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm into. I mean, I'm just saying.
Some people are into horses.
Well, like who?
You never seen the video on the internet of the guy died being with a horse?
No, but I've heard the story of the chick that did.
Yeah, it's not good.
Almost split her in half.
Let's get away from this. This got real weird real quick.
Yeah, it did. Shit.
All right, you got anything else you wanted to cover today? This has been a weird show today. It's been really fun talking to everybody. They did all the work for us today.
I enjoy these shows though. The ones where we don't have to.
Does Jacob ever show back up in the chat? I haven't seen it.
No, I have not.
It's unfortunate. Jacob, if
every
you want,
crazy conspiracy.
You can call in the next show.
His
That's
kids
no
are
problem.
reptilians. Oh, sweet.
I don't care. Anybody wants to call on any show. If you ever want to call in and talk to us on a show, let us know. If we don't have room for it in the middle of the show, we'll take your call at the end. I don't care. You fine with that?
Well, of course.
Yeah. Just send me an email, info@surrealtalkpodcast.com.
Yeah, I mean, even if we've got a show and you want to call in and talk about something a little bit different, when we're done, just type in the chat, hey, man, you guys got a few minutes? I'd like to talk about something with you.
That's fine,
as long as it's not white dog poop, because we've hashed that whole thing out now.
Yeah.
As long as it's not white dog poop, I mean, we're open for listener call-ins.
Let's see. Let's go on about some other shit we got going on. Let's talk about our Patreon again.
Patreon, yeah.
We've picked up our 4th Patreon supporter.
Our 4th patron.
Patron.
Patron?
That's like Spanish for father. Patron.
No, Patron's like tequila.
Padroni.
Patron.
But yeah, that's true. So what Patreon is? It's a voluntary subscription service to our show. It's more or less
a crowdfunding website.
Yeah, I'm touting it as a voluntary subscription though. If you think about it like that, you can go on and pledge to us $1 a month, $10 a month, $1 million a month. We're looking at you, Bill Gates.
$1 million. No, that's Seegers. Seegers better do $1 million.
Seegers is a Patreon supporter. Don't give him no shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is.
Don't give no shit to Seegers. He's the man. If you want to support us, cool. If not, cool. We're going to still continue to do the same show. The higher up there we get, though, the more likely we get to do some more interesting shit. So, what else we got? Go to our website, surrealtalkpodcast.com. Make sure to vote in the poll for Team Everett.
Eric is.
I'm getting trounced right now. Let's do a live.
It can't be that big of a difference.
I'm getting the shit beat out of me.
No.
Bad. Hold on. Loading it up now. It is a total 115 to 106. I'm being beat by 9.
How?
That's the biggest margin we've had in the entirety of
the
this.
entire of it's been.
You're pretty much awesome, apparently.
No,
I don't.
Seeger says if you bang a horse, at least you got to ride home. I mean, it's
you would know, Scott. You would know.
Oh man.
What is that all we got? You know, go to our website, click the Amazon, click the Audible if that's your thing. Appreciate that.
Keep downloading those
One
podcasts,
of these days,
everybody. We love it.
We'll hit that cutoff for Amazon and they'll send us a check. Our YouTube's getting there. We only got about $70 more to make on YouTube before they send us that $100 check.
Before we get that $100, huh?
So we're getting there.
But no, we appreciate everybody. Keep downloading the podcast on your favorite podcast outlet. The numbers are just doing nothing but getting better every week.
First tune-ins in most cars these days. And
yeah. If you've got a new car,
shout out to all of our tune-in people.
Yeah, if you listen to us on TuneIn Radio, thank you, because that's a very fast-growing platform that we're trying to take advantage of, and it's working very well. So, yeah. Other than that, though, Brittany says Amazon.
Yeah, we got Amazon. Thanks, Britt.
Amazon.com. Yeah, oh yeah.
We will not forget our Amazon.
No, of course not.
So we said we're
definitely smash the like button on any of these videos. It helps the channel out substantially. Subscribe.
Join the group, facebook.com/surrealtalkgroup.
Yeah, the group's where it's at. That's where all the cool shit happens.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's.
Hold on, there's something else we're missing here. I feel it in my bones. Oh, why we're going to be gone the next 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, no, that'd be.
It's all my fault.
Yeah, that's Everett's fault.
This is my
Team
fault.
Eric.
So we talked about before. I've been doing the video game thing. I'm going to be out in Las Vegas next week. I'll be attending the Gears of War tournament put on by MLG. We're kind of going to take a look and see what the kind of show they put on.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's going to be a good time. So I'll be out of town Saturday.
Do I get
Sunday,
to go to
Monday.
that?
No, it's just me and Matt.
Well, ain't where the fuck.
I'll be gone Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so I won't be here to be able to do the show.
Joe says he's angry with us.
Why? Well, get it out, Joe. The weekend after that, I'm going on a small vacation down to the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri with the fam. We're going to stay at a little beach house for the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And hopefully maybe sometime in there we can figure out a day after work or...
You know who hates sand?
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah. He wouldn't do
dry,
good
coarse, and gets in everywhere. All right, well, sorry about the next couple weeks not being around. Eric and I will still be in the group.
But we are going to have a Barry Soetoro extravaganza show when we get back.
I like the Barack Obama Super Show. That sounds kind of
Barack
cool.
Obama Super Show?
Yeah.
I fucking like that. That is pretty good.
It's going to be like 5 minutes long.
Joe, we did touch on why I'm not sparkly. So.
Oh, yeah, totally, Joe. We talked about that.
Yeah, so you just have to go back and rewatch the video. Give us another view. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, the whole nine, everybody. We appreciate all that shit.
Yeah. All right, I guess that's
Yeah, that'll do it. So for Surreal Talk, this is Eric.
I'm gonna guess I'm Everett this time.
Well, yeah, no, that'd be every time.
That's true.
It doesn't change.
Oh man, it looks like for whatever reason our calls did not get recorded on the recording.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm looking at the recording thing here, and it did not pick up the recordings from
Skype.
Yeah.
So when the podcast comes out, it'll pretty much just be me and you talking.
Because I'll just download the YouTube video, pull the sound.
Oh, and pull the sound out of it.
Yep.
Right on.
So,
Well, damn, what'd you do wrong?
I don't know. I fucked something up.
Yes, you did.
I fucked something up real bad.
Mannequin Skywalker. I don't like that, Seegers.
Unfortunate.
Okay? I like that you call him Mannequin Skywalker.
All right, you ready to get going?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, catch you guys later. Oh shit, hold on. I can't do this shit.
Why not?
Okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead. What?
Go ahead with what?
I don't
The
know.
outro? Yeah. So for Surreal
Hold
Talk.
on. I don't know that we're. Just hang with me. I'm fucking shit up, Walter here.
You guys see what I put up with here?
Why is this not working? Record, God damn it. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now we're back to recording. We were missing the record for about 10 seconds there. I honestly don't know if the callers got on there. I'm going to try to figure that out.
You suck.
I do so bad. All right, we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully this shit show, or not next week, 3
weeks from now. Yeah. With the Barack Obama Super Show extravaganza. We got to add extravaganza in there somewhere. I just like that word.
I want to encourage anybody who hasn't caught up on our past catalog to do so now in this couple of weeks. There's some really good shows. Check out our time travel show.
Oh, yeah. Get caught up on us.
Check out the Kennedy Show. If you've listened to him before.
The Kennedy Show is good. Hey, man, and for
re-listen to
everyone
him.
that says that the Chris Benoit was just a wrestling show, just so that you guys know, that's like our second or third most popular and most downloaded episode.
Of all time.
Of all time, out of all the shows that we've done, that
if you were
true
avoiding
crime,
it.
if you're avoiding it because you thought it was a wrestling episode, please do that no longer, because that show was some of our best work. That Chris Benoit True Crime Show was some of our best work.
And I want to thank the guys from my other podcast, The Three Horsemen Show.
Yeah, they did an excellent job.
I always call him Chris. Corey and T.O. for joining us on that. We're going to be re-releasing that show on our other channel.
You haven't released that yet?
No, we've released it once, but we're going to re-release it because it's about to be the 10-year anniversary of that. So it's going to be all buzzworthy again. And we'll throw it back on.
Right.
So that is that. We'll catch you guys next time.
Yes, thank you.
Wake up.
Wake me up
I killed
before
it. It's
you
over.
go.
Let me zoom back here and see if I actually did catch any.
I will be on Halo tomorrow night. Joe, you
no,
won't be the only one.
I caught the callers.
I need to watch the time travel one. You're right. We need to do a time travel redux and a dreams redux.
Time travel redux?
Yeah. Well, not really a redux, just a we just need to do that again. Time
That's
travel
fine.
or
That's fine.
and there was another one that they were wanting dreams. The dreams, we need to do another dreams show and time travel. Yeah, the time travel one was fun.
It was okay.
I thought it was good.
It was my favorite show of all time, but whatever.
Life affects gravity.
Trying to figure out how to trim this shit here because I accidentally.
Well, let's do that after the fact. Let's close this shit down.
All right. Thanks everybody on YouTube for watching today. It was a real good time.
Yes, we had an excellent time. Thank you for everybody that called in. Thank you for everyone that gave us some suggestions on what they wanted us to cover on our third all over the place show today. So let's try this again. For Surreal Talk, this is Eric.
And sometimes Everett.
And we are out of here.
Seacrest out.